Stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You can have the pep talk.
Oh yeah, that's my big announcement for tonight. Oh, perfect.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I guess this young man, I'm Mike Beecher. I don't know you.
I'm Brandon Williams.
Brandon, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. Everybody else knows everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good.
Evan, Rich's son.
Hartley.
He's gonna be taking over here shortly.
Training.
Okay. Addition is
So yes, we
Ashley.
have two additions. So Ashley, you're here. I saw your message from Deb.
Okay.
So you're on deck here. You're right in the beginning. And then also Mike, you had emailed me that
storage tank
storage
agreement.
tank thing. So I just
Is that time sensitive or?
Well, it looks like, from what I gathered from the email, it looks like our previous situation with them expired in 2021. So, I mean, another 2 weeks isn't gonna get us much
Because I
further.
really want to get Keith's input. I didn't get a chance to text him or anything like
Okay.
that, but I did send it to him when I sent it to you.
Yeah, I saw that.
And is he joining us tonight or not?
No, so online tonight we have Deb, Frank, and Jennifer Sullivan.
Okay.
So, if he does come on, we can ask him, but I can also put it on for
I think we'll put it on for next week and try, or in 2 weeks, and try to get his opinion. It's the agreement for the calcium chloride solution that we use in place of that to dust control on our roads.
Oh, okay. I thought it was maybe for the wastewater. I just saw storage tank and my mind goes to wastewater.
What it turned out to is when we made the arrangements with those people, if we signed up to buy their product for X amount of years, like 5 years, they would give you the application tank and a storage tank and stuff like that, and all of our stuff at that point was garbage. And this, because we'd only use calcium and it rots it out, and this is a more friendlier product. I don't really remember exactly what the details are, but it's a little bit, it's different than the calcium chloride solution. It's a little bit friendlier, earth-friendlier product, and it seems to do a very good job on the road.
Yeah.
And the deal with buying the tanks and stuff like that made it a very good deal to buy, so.
Yeah.
But I just saw today that it came to me that there's a
Yeah.
renewal agreement. I didn't even really get a chance to read it today.
Yeah,
but
it
I
looks
sent it.
like this, I mean, and we might want to reach back out to the person that sent it to you, because this document says that we're agreeing to a new 3-year rental term which begins May 11th of 2021. So we might, if we want to go with that, we might want to have them rewrite this with a more current date,
Okay.
if that's an option. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'll
So, okay, but I'll have this I'll have it on my
I'll
radar.
send something out and say that we gotta bring it back to the,
Yeah, I'll put it on for the next,
for the
agenda.
meeting. Okay.
So yeah, so that's then we only have one addition.
Okay.
And I don't know if anybody else had anything else they wanted to talk about? But- Okay,
And that, minutes. What did everybody think of the minutes from the previous meeting?
I think they looked fine. I'll move that we approve them.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Ashley?
I'm up already. I come in, are you, as a select board, aware of what's going on with the Maple Grove deal
Your property and
Cameron?
Cameron.
Right away?
Yes.
So you're up on all that?
Last I know, it was back to the environmental court.
And if I may, I can give you a brief history of this, probably take about...
We know we've gone back and forth several times. You've appealed it to the DRB. You didn't like their decision. You appealed it to the environmental court.
December 3rd, the environmental court made their decision again and sending it back to the town. He is in violation of the zoning regulations, but their jurisdiction doesn't go for enforcement, so they sent it back to the town for enforcement. Basically, that's what they decided. And the only reason we found out about, even your attorney Mero didn't know about it, and the only reason we found out about it, my attorney happened to call the court on December 30th for a different case and asked what the status of that case was, and that's when John found out that it was decided on December 3rd. But the court didn't notify anybody, quote, with short personnel. That was their excuse. So, such as it may be. But anyways, I'd like to just run through a kind of a brief description on January 3rd. That's when John notified Mero and sent her a copy of the decision. Email. This is all on emails. And what I'm quoting from is, I would get copies of the emails that he sent her, and then she sent him back and forth.
This is John Thrasher too, right?
No, John Marzuki, my attorney out of Middlebury. Yeah. And so on January 12th, John asked Mero about, let's see. Actually, it was actually November 3rd. John asked in an email to Mero, said, would you see about getting, reissuing the NOV, the Notice of Violation? Because he was issued one earlier by the selectman way back in 2016, and then he'd been appealing ever since to Cameron, and a timetable for compliance with the court order. And then along on January 12th, John asked Mero about it again. Mero asked if she had contacted Jonas, the zoning administrator, and she didn't really answer that one way or another. She said, well, I thought there was some kind of an agreement between the parties, and which to me, I didn't know of any agreement. But, and then, so on January 26th, Mero was asked again if there was any progress with Jeff. John responded that no, but we need the NOV, the Notice of Violation, needs to be issued. That was on January 27th. Mero agreed that she would talk to Jonas and have Jonas send it. On February 15th, let's see, Jonas, I talked with Jonas on the 15th, and he had not been notified yet, and he said he was waiting because I guess that Cameron was going to resubmit another permit for the building at a different location on the property or something. And I said, well, that's got nothing to do with the Notice of Violation. The Notice of Violation should keep going forward. And, you know, that's over and above. So, and it was supposed to have been their new application was supposed to have been submitted by February 11th. On the 15th, Jonas had told me that Marilyn Lynch had called her or emailed him, and that it didn't happen anyway. It didn't happen. There was no permit or anything. So let's see. On February 22nd, that's when today, John emailed to Merrill again, and Merrill said, "Well, I didn't get to it last week. Maybe I'll get it to it this week. I've still got a lot of work on my plate." My opinion is it doesn't take that long to write a letter, and this has been going on since 2015, and it's time to end it. And so I'm here to ask the select board. I don't know, Jonas. He can write the letter. I don't know why he needs permission from the town attorney to write the letter. I don't know why he needs that. He's a zoning administrator. It's up to him to write the letter to notice a violation anyway. So I'm just not following it. Everything seems to be delayed. It seems to be put on this person and that person, and we're not getting anywhere with it.
Okay.
I would like, maybe somebody could.
I will reach out to both of them via email tomorrow and try and figure out what's going on and where the select board stands in this, because this is pretty much all between the zoning administrator and the DRB. We really don't have any real authority over this.
Well, I beg to differ from you. The select board is the top of the pyramid in the town government.
Right, but it takes...
You do have the authority over them.
No,
You have authority over the zoning administrators. I mean, it may be just a little email, just to notice. If he's getting a permit and moving it somewhere else on his land, that's over and above. As long as he's agreeing that he's going to move it away from the right-of-way. That's all I'm asking. Get a commitment, a letter of commitment that says it will be moved in a timely manner.
So the issue at hand is it's in the right-of-way or close to the right-of-way?
9 feet off the right-of-way, and he's supposed to be 40 feet off the right-of-way. And it's not that hard of a building to move. It's a pole barn on top of sonotubes. You unbolt the boat bracket on the bottom, back a trailer in there, jack it up on the trailer, and take it anywhere you want to go. It's not a big deal to move the building, but...
And that's land that you own the land that the right-of-way is across?
No. The right-of-way goes across 25 feet of his property and 25 feet of lot 3. It's split on the 2 lots. So it's a 50-foot right-of-way.
So in a case like that where he owns 25 feet of the right-of-way, he still has to measure from the edge of the 50 feet as opposed to the...
Yes, because it's a 50-foot right-of-way.
Right.
Yeah, that's what he kept, and he went to DRB and had them calling it a driveway and everything else, and I got a state permit there at 1 residence to be out there, and I got land enough. I could have had 2, but I wasn't trying to crowd Maple Grove. The other ones I just went for one residence. And the DRB turned around and turned that against me. In their new regulations, they say that it can't be a right-of-way unless it services 2 or more houses. It's a surveyed, deeded right-of-way. They don't have the jurisdiction to change the definition of a surveyed, deeded right-of-way. And this is what I've been fighting for 6 years, 7 years now. And it's...
So it sounds like it's gone to the environmental court.
Twice.
It's been there and back, yeah. We just won again, But, he's been putting up smoke screens ever since this started, but he did not appeal this decision. I forgot his appeal. I think his appeal would have had to been over with February 3rd, I believe. You had to appeal it in 30 days. In 30 days from when his attorney was notified, I guess about the same time as the town attorney. And he didn't file any appeal against the decision, so all Merrill said was, well, we thought, he said he was going to submit a new permit for it, and move it somewhere else on the property, which is fine, just get it away from the right of way, so. You know,
It seems like, since it's actively kind of open, like you were saying with Jonas and whatnot, it seems like, if I'm clear, what you would like from the board is just to kind of check in with Jonas and the involved parties and see what's going on and try to.
he needs to be served with an NOV, a notice of violation from the town.
Right, so that would be a zoning thing, so it seems like from the select board, your ask of the select board is just to check in with that and try to help serve as a liaison to.
Tell Donna to go ahead and do it. I mean, it seems like Merrill's so busy, and lawyers are this time of year, I know, but you know, that's simple enough. You know, you just need a basic letter and asking for notice, and you know, you can give them so many days to move it if you want, if you so desire, or ask him what his plan is or something, but at least he's been served notice. Right now, it's just sitting in limbo, and this time just going by. This is the 22nd of February, and the decision was way back in December, but it ain't nobody's fault here, but the court failed to notify anybody, but, and, you know, they kind of shot a couple options at me, which I turned down. Wanted to move the right-of-way up on the lot 3, and I said, I asked you to do that back in 2016, and you didn't want no part of it. Now you want part of it? Because you've lost your case? No way, move the building. I mean, I'm stubborn, I know that, but it's hereditary to tell me. But you know, it just reaching out and grabbing at straws, and instead of doing what he should have done at the beginning.
So at this point, there's really nothing that we can do for you until I talk to Jonas and Merrill tomorrow, and then we'll try and have some kind of answer back to you that I'll have Jonas get back to you and discuss this.
Well, Jonas said he would as soon as he had a directive on what to do. And I'm saying, you know, if Merrill's too busy to do that directive, I asked the select board to give Jonas a directive to know it's not a big deal. It's a notice of violation. You are in violation of the setback regulations for a surveyed right of way. And the court decision, I'm sure that you probably haven't seen the court decision either.
No, we don't get any of that information.
Yeah.
Well, we see the minutes from the meetings, but from the DRB meetings and stuff like that.
You know, the court basically said that, you know, he's in violation, but they do not have, environmental court does not have authority for enforcement. That goes back, because it's a zoning regulation, that goes back to the town. The town is in charge of enforcement. So whether, you know.
We just enforce the court's decision.
Yeah, I mean, they directed this right back to the town, and okay, town Pawlet, here's the decision. He is in violation. The
I
setback
think the town would have
regulation.
been notified of that.
What's that?
You think they would notify the town?
Well, they notified your attorney, but I don't think your attorney's been having a lot of that communication with you. To me, everybody sitting up there should have had a copy of the court decision. To me, what made sense.
Yeah, this is the first I've heard of it, certainly.
Yeah.
The DRB and the zoning administrator or the route that stuff takes, so they all get, the zoning administrator should have got a copy of that decision. So
We can follow up with you.
So I'll follow through, and then we'll get back to you as soon as we have
Well,
something.
Jonas said Jonas has been good too, you know, I put in a call to him last week when I hadn't heard anything, and of course I was enjoying the rainy weather in Florida for 3 weeks. So then I come back to Vermont, and that's what we got again. So,
Okay, Ashley,
okay.
I'll work on this for you and see what we can.
Yeah, Jonas would give me a call.
We can get squared away.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Okay.
coming down and bringing it to our attention.
Thank you.
Now we'll just put the storage tank on hold for now.
Good night.
Good night, Ashley.
Yeah, I'll add that to the next.
And add it on the next one, and I'll try and reach out and say, you know,
Not
we,
yet.
we have to wait till our next meeting and talk this over with the road
And I'll
foreman.
try to remember too, if in like a week and a half we haven't gotten anywhere. I'll make sure, follow back up.
Any announcements?
Just that it's Tuesday, it's 2/22/22 on a Tuesday,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool,
I-
so.
All that emanated in my head was a really short meeting, that's what
Yeah,
that
just,
seemed like the appropriate thing.
yeah, there you go.
Okay, zoning administrator's report, anything from him? No, it's the middle of the month, so we don't have as many. Planning commission, we're all good. Road foreman,
So I got nothing from Keith, but I did hear from Perry today, and he wanted to let the board know, that the new head is on the boom mower, and someone's looking into other issues, and we'll get back to Perry with what they find. I don't know what other issues they might be looking for, or who might be looking for them, but someone is, and they're gonna let Perry know.
Issues with the machine?
I have no idea, and I didn't
Okay.
ask. I said, that sounds great, let me know. But the new head is on the boom mower. So that's
apparently
great.
there's something else going on, huh?
But they're, stay tuned for some more potential issues.
And has anybody had any contact with anybody?
I haven't seen Keith, in the last week or so.
John?
We got emailed this about a truck hitting a parked car, or
Yeah. Apparent,
anybody knows any more than what was,
what was on the accident report, it sounded like that the truck that was plowing on your road,
red top.
yeah, plowing the red top roads, scratched or,
Clipped
Struck.
apart to some degree.
so I don't know to what extent a parked car when they were going by,
With the wing?
I assume.
Yes,
Yeah,
but the passive, the insurance has already been filed for it.
right, so it's
So
all,
Deb forwarded that along today just to keep everybody in the loop. And it happened on the 9th or 4th a while ago, but there was some lack in communication from the person whose car it was. So it took a little extra time to file it.
And the
But
car was out of the road, out of the right of way, to be determined.
I,
at the insurance company, they do a pretty thorough evaluation and stuff.
Pretty hard to get out of the road there.
yeah, we're,
Familiar
You've
with that.
got 6
area.
people living in that house with
Whereabouts
6 or
is this?
7. It's the farmhouse of Woods.
Red
and-
Woods Farmhouse.
right in the
Red
corner?
Top Road goes out through there.
so,
Well, no one was hurt, thank goodness.
Mhm.
It's tough for everybody there.
And it looked like they were drawing some material or something, or?
I
possibly
saw today they
stockpiling.
went through down Buttons Falls Road with a dump truck load of material and a grader. I
Okay,
didn't
but
catch up with them.
I've been seeing some trucks go by work, I'm assuming that they've been stockpiling some material or something, maybe from Hartford, or
I haven't
I-
heard.
nobody's talked to Keith. Maybe not, I see the dump truck go by 2 or 3 times, in the course of a week. I'm just assuming that they were drawing some material, or maybe just they were in there for parts and looped around that way or something. I'm not really sure. But the other thing, we had the mutual aid agreement that we need to sign too, right, for Rutland?
I think that's not due until May. I have to get with Keith on some stuff, because there's things that he usually takes care of that I'm not sure if he has, and I've been meaning to get with him too, but I just haven't made it happen. So I'll make a note of that too and make sure, and if for whatever reason it's timely, like we need to take care of it before the next meeting, I'll just let everybody know, and I can send the email attachment around, and maybe everybody can sign it electronically.
That was all, we signed that a year or 2 ago, didn't we, John? Was it 2
Yeah.
years ago?
Well, I was on the Zoom meeting. They they had a couple weeks ago,
Okay.
reviewing and whether this agreement needed any changes or anything. And apparently it didn't. I mean, I'm not fully aware of everything in there. But I think in addition to signing it, we have to,
Adopt it.
we have to adopt it and get it signed. And then also have who are the contact people. Like I assume Keith would be.
Probably update our resources, because the last time we didn't have a tractor.
Perhaps, yes. I don't know how that works.
So what that whole deal is all the towns in Rutland County have entered into a mutual aid agreement, which is basically just paperwork that says that if you got a need for us, we'll come and help you out.
Right.
And it's what we've always done, but it's just a paper trail to cover that, you know? So we've joined up, signed it the last time.
Right.
And it helps with a little bit of leverage in county planning and stuff like that too, to be a member of that mutual aid agreement and stuff like that. But like I say, it's no different than we've ever done before. Whenever somebody needed, you know, need an extra truck or something like that, you got a major catastrophe, we just go and help them out.
And most of the towns are also participate with the league's insurance, so it helps there.
That was about one of the only questions that we had when we first got involved in it, is how would that work if we're working overdue, helping you guys out, and there's some kind of issue that would involve insurance claim or damage or something like that. And that was pretty well clearly worked through at the last, you know, when we were doing that the last time. It seemed like Bob Morlino was kind of the head of it.
He could have
The last.
I just pulled up the email, so it's due by May 1st.
Okay.
So, sorry, I don't,
I've got a copy of it somewhere, and
yeah, it's,
Stephanie sent it to
Stephanie
me.
Bork.
Bork.
So it coincides with the adoption of the 2022 Local Emergency Management Plan. So that's what Bob Morlino has his arms wrapped around. So asking that towns who are interested to adopt the 2022 Rutland Regional Public Works Mutual Aid Agreement at the same time. So sorry, getting messages. Jennifer is wondering, sorry, I'll try to speak louder. So yeah, so have we already, my mind is blanking on that. Has that already been adopted for 2022? I feel like we'll check in with Bob, because it seems like they're need to be done in and around the same time. They're hand in hand. So, so we can wrap our arms around that, and we have time, but it would be nice to get it
Right,
done
to
sooner
be
than
done
later.
Sooner than later, so we're not all of a sudden scrambling again. So if you could put that on for older unfinished business,
Yep.
I think that would be good. Is there anything to report from the assessors?
No, I haven't had any contact. I see Lisa was here in the office, but I haven't heard anything else.
Okay. Town clerk's memo? Deb have?
Deb is here. Deb, did you want to present your memo?
I really don't need to. It's pretty self-explanatory. There's the 2 liquor licenses and the highway excess weight permits. There's on the liquor licenses, there's several places. There's like 4 separate pages that all members present need to sign.
I can't move. I got so many sticky.
Attached.
I also see on Deb's memo that she would like the okay to purchase a replacement wireless doorbell for the front door. I assume that's fine with everybody.
I think this,
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely, just do it.
need it, yep.
Okay, thank you. Our other one kind of petered out.
So who are the liquor licenses for, John? If you could read them, then we'll make a motion and.
Okay, it's for barn, restaurant, and tavern. It's Rubber Boot Farm Incorporated doing business as a barn, restaurant, and tavern. That's that one. And the next one is Max Market LLC doing business as Max Market.
Okay, so Bob made a motion that we approve both of those liquor licenses. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
And if anybody is available next Tuesday after the polls close, we could use your help, assistance. We've sent out about 178 absentee early voting ballots. So that's been pretty busy.
And then we'll have to meet on Wednesday, and 3 of us will get sworn in, and we'll have to do a organizational meeting. Bob's got 5.
Somewhere you need to put in your
That's for Bob.
your validation meeting.
Yeah, the Wednesday?
Let's see, I'm not sure.
Oh.
So what's that, Wednesday the 2nd, we'll be having the organizational meeting?
Yes.
Typically, it's done the next night, yes.
So I will, Deb, I'll put together a warning for that,
Okay.
right? Because we do need that.
Yes. And Kristen, I don't know the dynamics of putting, if you can piggyback the validation meeting with that to confirm the erroneous article.
Good catch.
Oh. Okay. I'll have to look into, maybe can you and I get together to make sure that I have the right information for that?
Yes, I've never been part of one, but we can get the information pretty easily, either from elections or VLCT.
Everyone will.
Okay.
We'll look into, yes, the answer to the question is yes, we can get together.
Yeah, because I think it would be nice to do them both together,
Yes,
even if we have to warn 2 back-to-back meetings. But, right? If they have to be warned separately.
well, it would seem to me that it could be on the same warning, but we can verify that.
Okay. So, Wednesday, March 2nd.
This is just a cell, right? Second class of 2 cell.
I signed too many places.
That wasn't a typo on the Pawlet Planning Commission meeting for March 1st. So the Pawlet Planning Commission meeting for March 1st was due.
we've moved the planning commission meeting from the 28th, which was overlapping to March 1st. It will be by Zoom,
Oh, Zoom.
yes, because they'll be here doing the ballots.
That, yes, I skipped over the Zoom part. Thank you.
Yes.
So then we got just the two addendums for the,
Oh man, we're about to have like 3 really fun weeks just of a lot of time together,
this is what the
meetings.
sheets all show that for everybody's rate. You can pass that down through, and I've got to put it back in Julie's.
Why, we need a guardian monument.
Okay.
Okay. What's that? So here's your other liquor license.
All right. Kristen, here come back the liquor licenses.
Okay,
It's both of the liquor licenses. Made it
Alright.
back.
yep.
Bob's doing the overweight permits now.
Wait a minute, there's the other liquor
Oh, there's
license
the
right
other
there. Is that done? Did everyone get
That
it?
only needed one. 3 signatures to consume, and then probably one for their catering. Okay. Is anything, any other questions or comments for Deb? No. Thank you for joining us tonight, Deb. Town,
Thank you, have a good night.
you too. Town treasurer.
Looks like this might be treasurer. I think that goes to, that'll
Yeah,
go to treasurer.
that goes back to Julie. I just wanted to pass it down so everybody could see it.
Or does
Had to
her-
just sign it, that's what we determined, so we'll put it in her.
Okay.
You see that? And we'll put it in there. Okay. Julie's not here to read. You
Julie
wanna
is
read-
here.
Would you mind reading that?
Julie, would you like to read your
Oh,
memo
Julie
or
is
shall I?
If you could please, because I was unable to
I'd love to.
remember to bring it home.
All right, so there are 2 warrants this week. The payroll for the period was $10,844.99. Accounts payable was $403,653.85. Second half payments to highway and fire departments, closing appropriations for the year. General fund monies, $400,251.44. Highway, $7,857.40. Wastewater, $6,390. The tax collection breakdown from the 2021-2022 levy, $3,479,946.92. Adjustments from homestead / current use credits, $18,265.14. Adjustments for homestead current use increases, $16,201.29. State payments, $402,752.36. Taxes collected by treasurer, $2,892,781.60. Remaining tax levy, $182,349.11. The motions this evening, pending everything is a go, is for the payroll warrant number 22051 for $10,844.99. And the motion for the accounts payable warrant number 22049 is for $403,653.85. A lot of numbers you had for me tonight, Julie.
how does that stack up to other years, Julie, as far as the remaining tax levy?
So we're about, 20,000 over where we were last year, but we're not super far off.
Okay.
So am I correct in understanding, Julie, that the remaining tax levy is what's still delinquent?
That's exactly the number that I turned over to the delinquent collector.
All right, thank you.
2, 3, 4.
There have been payments that have come in since then, but that's the number that went delinquent.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody have any questions on the warrants?
I'll move that we accept these two warrants, 22051 and 22049.
And Bob will second it. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Any other questions for Julie? Thank you for joining us tonight, Julie.
Thank you.
Anything from the emergency management? Jennifer, have anything to share with us tonight?
There was some volume issues, so she's no longer in the
Okay.
room, but messaged saying that she had something to ask, but we'll save it for next time, so.
Okay, thank you. Wastewater treatment, haven't heard anything regarding the wastewater treatment. Old or unfinished business.
Well, I see that we have library steps on old or unfinished business. 2 weeks ago, Bob and I met over at the library, I think it was on Thursday, with Lindsay, the director, and Diane Mack. And we looked at the situation with the steps and also the situation in the back with the snow and ice that are still falling onto the ramp back there. And at the time, let me check my notes here, we determined that regarding the steps, that we had talked as a select board about doing something about the steps in the coming year. And Bob had said that he would contact a person he knows by the name of Steve for some ideas about different ways we could work on the steps, like, you know, I know, Bob, your idea had been possibly that we could just chisel down a little bit from the top of the steps, if they could do that, rather than tear out the whole steps, to just resurface the top. I believe that was the idea.
Several different options.
Yeah.
I did contact Steve, and he's gonna come and look at it and assess it and give us several different options or
Okay.
ideas that to consider.
All right.
Tatro, he owns Concrete Impressions in Bennington.
Okay.
Does fancy, whatever, any kind of stone, masonry.
All right.
He's a concrete guy.
Yeah, do you know when he might come out, Bob?
I just need to contact him again. He was
Okay.
gonna,
Yeah,
I would think he might have even been able to assess it by now.
excellent. And then we had written down that after that, the select board would have to decide which option we wanted to go with. And then after that, we would want to run that past the Preservation Society, is that the name of the group?
Historic Preservation.
Historic Preservation, to make sure that what we want to do was okay with them. And after that, we could look for bids. The other situation that Bob and I discussed with the library people was the situation with this concept for snow guards on the roof, and whether that would keep the snow from falling both on the parked cars in the front and on the handicap ramp in the back. But what we noticed when we went around the back is there are already snow guards on that roof in the back, which I personally did not know, because I've heard a lot about these snow guards, and I thought there weren't any. And there are, in fact, a bunch of snow guards in the back, but evidently those are not keeping the snow from falling on the handicap ramp. So we were a bit at a loss of what to do about this situation, since the proposal that had been selected, that had been put forward by some, was to put on snow guards. But if there's already snow guards and they're not doing the trick, we're not sure what to do. Bob's suggestion about that was that maybe Tom Collard might come out and have a look at that roof, since he's a slate specialist.
He would at least consult with some roofers that would know whether it would be appropriate to add more snow guards or to seek a different route to protect it, or whether it was viable to, you know, to add more snow guards, or to how to deal with it without damaging the roof or creating worse problems for water getting under the slate and stuff.
Yeah, and that was the discussion that you know, Bob shared with the people at the library, was that the snow guards might help, but the water then might back up, and that whole situation. So we didn't really come to any kind of conclusion about what to do regarding the snow guards. So I guess that's our report on what's going on right now with the library steps and with the snow falling off the roof situation.
Okay, so it looks like you've done some good research, and we're talking to some people that can give us some good positive feedback so that we're just kind of keep this going and gather the information so we can make well-informed decision on the best approach. Yeah. Okay, excellent. Thank you, guys. Is there any other old or unfinished business?
I have a small update about the ARPA funds. I don't have all the details yet, but I wanted to give the select board a heads up, and I'll let you know more details as I get them from VLCT. But it looks like we may have significantly more flexibility in using the funds than it initially looked like.
Good.
There is a chance, and again, I have to get all the details, but it looks like towns and municipalities that got less than 10 million, which is us, I mean, it's most of us in Vermont, right, who got less than 10 million, might be able to just designate the whole amount to go toward making up for lost funds. Even though we didn't actually lose that many funds during COVID, we might be able to make an election to just say, all of these funds are going to go toward lost funds. And in that case, we could use them for pretty much any government services. Now, I mean, I still think personally that we should hold some of them in reserve to use as, since there's a lot more funds coming down the pipe, that we might want to use some of them for matching for state grants. I mean, I don't think we should go wild and use them, but, and VLCT does suggest that towns sort of hold off on making any final decisions about what to do with them until we get a little more clear guidance. But it does look like we might have more flexibility to use them for other things besides what we initially thought. So that's, I will bring more info as I get it, but that's the initial thought. Also, our first report that we owe to the federal government about the ARPA funds will be due in April, and I will get with Julie on the details for that. It shouldn't be too onerous, but it will require us to just say what we've already used. And I know we've used a little bit, like to get the owl, so we'll just have to do a report about what we've already used.
Okay.
this going back this way?
Yeah,
all
this
the
is all
overweight.
signed, needs to go in.
Okay.
So is there any other old or unfinished business that we got in the pot stirring? New business, we kicked out the storage tank till next week, or 2 weeks.
Yep.
Give that a kick, and is there any other new business that anybody wants to discuss tonight? Go ahead.
There was an email that came in while we were all sitting here. It was forwarded from a resident who lives on Sawmill Road, and there's some personal information in it, so I won't read it here at the meeting, but it is requesting that some attention be brought to Sawmill Road. This person is very aware of the fact that dirt roads are dirt roads. However, recently there have been a number of cars that have not been able to get in and out of the road, and this person also does have a medical situation that would she said that at this point in time, it doesn't seem like it would be possible for an ambulance to get down there, and recently there's been a situation in which one was probably necessary, and it wouldn't have been passable for that. So, if any road liaisons or anybody who's going to be in contact with the roads crew might want to just ask, and I'll forward this message along to the roads crew as well, but that's just something that just came in, so I thought I would relay it.
And that's Sawmill Road?
Sawmill Road, yeah. I think what I'm gathering, I mean, as everybody knows, just a general, it's becoming that time of year again when the freeze and thaw and the roads are gonna start showing their less than beautiful colors perhaps, so I think that it might be of benefit, at least for me, maybe if we could have some direction on how to field these sorts of comments, or I know it seems to be an annual thing. Or it is an annual thing.
One of the roads that we haven't had a chance to do much upgrade on.
Yeah.
And it gets quite a pounding. It's a shortcut for people coming from Hebron and stuff to go to Manchester. So they cut across Sawmill Road and they go down
Yeah.
to Rupert and stuff to get over. At times during the day, there's a lot of traffic on that teeny little road.
Portions of it aren't very far above sea level either.
What's that?
There's portions of that Sawmill Road that aren't very far above sea level.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can't really even ditch it with the brook, with the river there and stuff.
Yep.
I had a complaint about, animals, treatment, and I looked into it. I spoke about it a couple weeks ago, and that portion there went away, but then I was contacted by the owner on the Warren Switch Road of the animals, and wanted to make everyone aware that on the night of February 13th to the 14th, he had 8 to 10 horses running at large on his property, and trampled some young Christmas trees that he had planted and whatnot, and had them on video, and he just would hope that his neighbors would keep their animals on their property and not damaging his property, and just wanted to make note of it, that the animals had been loose and did some damage to his property, but he just wanted to move on from it.
Anything else?
I'm not sure we quite answered Kristen's question about what to do with
Oh, right.
when
I
she
can field
gets
those.
a complaint about the roads.
Okay.
I mean, presumably we all want to hear about it, but
Right.
I guess it should also then go to the road crew in some way.
Right, we
Yeah.
gotta talk to,
Well, I
Someone's gonna
think,
look at it.
you're sending to Keith, are you gonna have a chance to talk to Keith Rich, or maybe reach out to him?
yeah, and I do know, I mean, just like a basic understanding, the roads crew has a plan with 26 miles, right, of roads that need attention, especially dirt roads, and there's several different qualifying factors that allow a road to be put on a certain level of priority, such as you know, there's a lot of them, and I don't want to butcher them.
Right.
But they exist. And there's also roads that are eligible for grant funding, and there's a lot of different qualifications for that as well. For example, one of them I know is that it needs to be a hydrologically connected roadway. So something that, you know, runs parallel to a stream or a river. That's just one of them. And so I know that a priority in the past has been working on certain roads that we could obtain grant funding for, because a lot of times those projects are quite costly. So I know that there is a plan, and that there was a list. I know last year or the year before there was talks of having just a loose list of roads that were anticipated to be worked on. So I think just getting a refresher on that would be helpful. That way, you know, we can know the gist as a group to be able to try to help field some concerns rather than just...
And I imagine from time to time, there might also be things that are just emergency repairs that need to be done, right? You know, if something washes out.
Yeah, so for now, I guess if folks they can direct concerns to the roads crew, and welcome to include my email on them as well, and we can make sure that they're being heard. And
I'm thinking that the Sawmill Road is a definite mud season issue, not any washout or anything like that, but it certainly needs to be dealt with and stuff. So Rich is going to talk to Keith about it a little bit and see what kind of options we have.
If that's what we all decide we want to happen.
Well, I think if we had I think we somewhat did it a few years ago, of put down our list of 5 priorities and put a grade on each of these roads, and when we can, which ones need to be, whether it's for emergency, whether it's for landlocked people on no way other outlet from their houses, and somehow grade them. And then, as I was telling before the meeting started about, we also try to interlink not only with grants, but also with when Rupert can work with us, and that timetable too. So I think if we graded them, and then we can select which ones, and with obviously the input of the road crew to tell us which ones need to work too. And then we can tell people they're at least on the schedule.
Right.
That would be nice for them to know.
And I think that's helpful, and I think it, you know, people at least know there's a horizon somewhere.
yeah, that
To
helped
see
a couple years
if
ago.
Keith has been working that through to figure out what he wants to tackle this year or not. I know we had some options for last year, but things got changed, but we were able to still accomplish quite a lot of good improvements. But like I say, with as many miles, 26, 27 miles that we have, that we can only do, I think we figured about 2 miles a year or something like that was about all we could afford for budget for top material and stuff like that. But Harley?
Is there how does one contact the road crew?
I can get you, there's an email.
There's an email address, and there's a phone number at the road, at the garage.
Yes, and is that like on the town website?
Should be, but I can,
Thank you.
Pawlet Roads.
yeah, I think it's Pawlet Roads at Vermontel, I think.
Oh, thank you.
The garage is 3467 802 325.
I think for the short term, if Rich can talk to Keith about if there's some option to at least tune it up a little bit for traffic. I know that he's complained that even like the garbage trucks take that as a shortcut to get over and start doing the pickup and stuff like that, the ones coming from south, and then you get fuel trucks and stuff like that. It's unfortunate.
And right now you have 6 foot of frost is holding every drop of water on the surface. So you're just making mud mud pies on the road. And, I know that we were limited years ago with Sawmill Road because we could not raise the level of the Sawmill Road because the lowest point would be the culvert. So if it got flooded in a torrential rain, it would wash out the culvert. So we had to keep each side of the culvert lower than the culvert so that water, if we did get a flood, water could get across the road and not take out the culvert. So.
There's a method to the madness. With all of it.
There was a lot of work done there, and in the traffic with holding all the water on the surface is gonna make mud.
Okay, so is any other new business tonight? Any public comment? We appreciate you helping us out with the road where it's sliding in at the end of the pit there, so.
Oh, yeah.
That's-
I'm slowly, steadily working on it. I mean, everything takes time, but
Right.
I've definitely made it a priority to get it done, so nothing worse
I'm
happens.
glad that's a huge benefit because that would be,
Costly.
yes, extremely.
Yeah.
When they pushed that road in, there was 2 bulldozers and a huge loader that ran 16 hours a day all summer long.
Before we adjourn, Kristen, can we go back over who has tasks for next time?
So,
What happened?
I have a fair amount that I've got written down. So Mike, I'll get with you. We're gonna check in with Jonas regarding kind of
I
facilitating.
sent myself an email.
Did you? I'll send you a message tomorrow too. We're gonna connect with Jonas to facilitate some communication there. It is correct in that the select board does not have the ability to actually get involved in these situations at this point because it's not within the select board's umbrella, but what the board can do is just to help to make sure all the wheels are turning. So that, I'm gonna get with Bob Morlino to talk about the mutual aid agreement and the local emergency management plan for next week. It looks like, Bob, perhaps you're gonna connect with, just follow up again with your concrete connect and the slate roof for the library. Jessica, you're gonna be getting with Julie to work on the ARPA fund situation, and then to put on everybody's radar, so there's going to be on Wednesday, the 2nd of March, we're all going to meet here, everybody who's elected to the select board following town meeting will be meeting here. At 7 p.m. there's going to be the organizational meeting, and also we'll be hosting a validation meeting, which will be the first in my time, but that's going to just be to make sure all of our I's are dotted and T's are crossed for the little snafu we had with publishing the incorrect wording of one of our articles. So that's a requirement to have a validation meeting. So not a lot of tasks. You're gonna get with Keith.
To Keith.
Roads crew. Anything else that you can think of that I've missed?
I don't have
think so.
anything else written down.
You're off the hook.
Tomorrow
Maybe you can
tomorrow
look
night,
through
we're
the library
zooming
stuff.
about West Pawlet.
Yeah, tomorrow, I'll send out a reminder, tomorrow morning.
Right, 7 o'clock, right?
Yeah, it should be 7, Zoom meeting regarding the municipal planning grant. Yep.
And I'm gonna spin down by Rhonda's and check out and see how that culvert project's working out.
And the one down in front of Bruce's. With the eye
All the way
there as
across the road, yep.
They're getting a bit of a workout with all this
Yeah.
rain.
There was some
We
water
had a
coming across the road.
Screenshot of Rhonda with a snorkel and mask. We knew.
We know it didn't work.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Done. So,
Motion.
yep.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.